Good morning and welcome to the Men's Roller Derby World Cup 2018 here in Barcelona. Thank you for joining us here at the M14 track. I am Captain Malice. Alongside me today, the joyous Very Cherry.
Good morning, everybody. It is nice and early here, so hello. I hope you've all got a nice cup of coffee on the go, or a gin and tonic, whatever is your poison.
Well, obviously we have got the New Zealand guys here, so it might be late at night for them over in New Zealand.
It might be. Get yourself a nice...
Hottie chocky.
A nice, or an LMP with Southern Comfort is my favourite New Zealand drink.
Okay.
Just thought I'd throw that in there. And because we have Team New Zealand here on the track today, playing Denmark, we will be treating you to the haka. The traditional haka will be in front of your very eyes very soon. So for those of you who don't know, the haka is a... it is a representation of where the Team New Zealand come from, and it was written by a teacher at the Witohu, I probably have pronounced that incorrectly, school in Otaki, New Zealand. It was actually written by the primary school teacher of one of the bench coaches of Team New Zealand. So this haka means like an absolute ton to these guys and girls in Team New Zealand, because it's literally been written for them personally. So give it a sec. As you can see, the teams are lining up on the track, and you're going to see something pretty amazing. So grab that cup of tea and get ready.
I love a haka.
Me too. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, and Captain Malice sat beside me, but I'm literally so goosebumpy right now. That was amazing. I genuinely feel so privileged to have sat here right next to it. So thank you very much, Team New Zealand. And for Denmark, for standing there so solidly. They were showing not one eyebrow raise, not one flinch. They were ready for battle. And talking about Team Denmark, Captain Malice, talk us through the team today.
The Team Denmark roster, or Team Denmark will be playing in red with white trim. They are, let's have a look here, we've got 008 Misdemeanor, 0416 Waste of Time, 113 Raven Roller, 114 Nidden Run, number 2 Turing Pest, 211 Nurgle, 22 Rat Attack, 260 Sturmbot, 5 Carmageddon, 667 Unnecessary Evil, and 010 D-Bag. That is the Denmark roster.
And your roster for Team New Zealand, who you just saw amazingly producing the haka in front of you. We have 101 X-Ray, 112 Barber, 180 Iki, 207 Judgment Day, 229 Diamond, 30 Wreck-It Rob, 321 Atomic Hamster, name always makes me laugh, 447 Fig Jammer, 47 The Crowing, number 63 is Nobody, 666 Killer Doll, number 7 Fouls, and number 8 is Lodge, and that is Team New Zealand this morning.
Yeah, producing for us today is the giddy G.I. Jones.
He's had too much coffee today, so if I start like going off on more of a tangent than usual, it's because there's a certain Canadian whispering in my ear, like that Nickelback song I heard once. I'm just making a Canadian reference. It's early, sorry. Stop talking.
So we saw yesterday against Wales that New Zealand deploying a tight 3-jam rotation of Lodge, Atomic Hamster, and Fig Jammer.
I'm going to stop laughing at his name in a minute. I can't help it, sorry.
It's a good name. I mean, if you're going to have a derby name, it needs to be funny or very clever. And Fig Jammer's funny.
Or very cherry.
Or very cherry. Hey! But on track, we do have activity as the whistle has gone. Lodge with the star for New Zealand. Denmark down a blocker already as Lodge picks up lead jammer. Touring Pest is in the middle with only one to beat. Good offense from 2-1-1 Nurgle, allowing Touring Pest out of the pack.
And now with just 3 blockers for Team New Zealand. Will Lodge have any problems getting around the track? No, he doesn't, because some lovely offense at the front from nobody. Nobody did offense.
Nobody did offense, and I was a little concerned that Fowles might have been caught out. Sorry, not Fowles, Icky at the back, as he was lurking and may have been caught by the Touring Pass, but nope. No points given there for Denmark. 3 for New Zealand. Fig Jammer up against Knit and Run. It is 1 apiece in the cheese balls bearing penalty box. So 3 blockers each.
Big hits there from Denmark, forcing Fig Jammer to have a little trip to the back of the pack. And Denmark with their first lead of the day, which is nice, 1 apiece, keeping it nice and fair. But now we see Fig Jammer, first jammer penalty of the day, track cutting himself into the penalty box.
The Danish bench manager dancing the indication.
She's got a lot of energy this morning. Oh, they're all dancing. There's literally dancing Danish people everywhere we look.
Moving around the track, though, is Misdemeanor opening up a path on the inside for Knit and Run.
Lovely work there from Denmark. I do think, even though we've only had literally 2 minutes of gameplay, this is going to be a very close game, a lot of tit-for-tat play, which is always a good way to start the day. No one wants a blowout from the get-go.
Fig Jammer is returning to the track. He's going incognito, star in hand.
Oh, that's a good expression for a helmet. What's it called? Like a stash? I was going to use the word we're not
going incognito.
I like it.
Yeah.
You know, like when you use Google, but you're looking at something saucy. Incognito window. Not really, Steve, if you're listening.
You'll never work in this town again.
Please don't hack into my iPad.
But 18 points picked up there by Knit and Run in a big jam for Denmark early days. We will see a lot more closer games after a lot of the blowouts from yesterday. We will see more matchups in this afternoon. But here we have a very evenly contested game with 2 nations I don't think they've ever met before. I will double check my notes.
I'm going to say they haven't, because this is the first time that New Zealand have been in the World Cup.
There we go then.
They were going to come in 2014, quickly jam it to New Zealand, let's mark that. They were going to come in 2014, I believe, but they had some injury trouble.
That's
and
correct.
It's a really long way to come from New Zealand if you can't bring your full squad. So fantastic to see New Zealand being able to represent their country. Atomic Hamster's pretty chuffed with himself.
He looks pumped up.
And let's not forget that Team New Zealand's women's team did such a great job in the Manchester World Cup.
Were you there, Very Cherry?
I was, were you?
I was as well. G.I. Joe and Gio, we are strange that.
Strange that we all hang out when roller derby happens.
I know, but
or food.
This is also true. So you see here Lodge coming in for jam number 3, so it looks like New Zealand sticking with that tight 3 rotation.
Sticking with that jam rotation, always good.
Sternbach coming on for Denmark, so that's a 4 rotation. Denmark. For the Danes from Denmark. Apologies, people of Denmark. I do like the country. It's where Lego comes from.
It's where what?
Lego comes from.
Ah, yes.
But Lodge has picked up lead jammer. Lodge, home league Vancouver Murder. Second time I've seen him over here in Europe. He was in Cumbran for the MRDA Championship. Did excellent work there. He's picking up points for his nation with a firm 5.
And this is the first time that we've seen some jammer action, but Lodge is having none of it, taps the hips, goes back to the land of the long white cloud.
Well, Lodge, very, very sturdy skater. I don't think I've actually seen him knocked off his skates. He's a solid skater. And he's coming in with some little bit of advice here for Fig Jammer. It's like,
I was going to say, what are you doing, mate? You've ruined our jammer rotation.
yeah,
Get off.
Stay in for another one.
Sit down.
I reckon you just tell him to skate forward and turn left. I think it's probably the best advice to give here. Knit and Run, who had the big jam earlier for Denmark, up against Fig Jammer.
big defensive hits there. Oh, from Denmark, but sit down, Denmark, and let Fig Jammer do his work.
Yeah, Nurgle did some great blocking earlier on, solo up against Fig Jammer, holding him up, allowing Knit and Run to get out front and lead Jammer now on a scoring pass, and with ease, because 3 New Zealand blockers are iced in the penalty box. No, one has been released, so it will be 2 New Zealand blockers iced and 1 Danish blocker, so they'll have a single blocker advantage as Atomic Hamster lines up against Turing Pest.
So, Captain Malice, as you were saying earlier, these games will be getting a little bit tighter. I believe it is about 3 o'clock Barcelona time where these kind of like 30-minute seeding style games end.
Yes.
And we go into, like, if you will, proper stuff.
Proper derby.
The schedules will be updated on the MRDA Facebook page and things like that. So you'll know what's going on, because, as I said, after 3 o'clock, we don't know who's playing what. I mean, we don't really know what's going on at the best of times.
I do.
You don't know. But what I do see is Atomic Hamster having a little bit of trouble there, trying to signal to the ref, but it ain't happening. So call off the jam.
Risky, trying to call off the jam when Turing Press was so close, but just in time. Only 2 points picked up by Atomic Hamster to nothing there for Denmark. Denmark still sitting on a slight lead of 9 points. Much due to that big 18-point jam they had earlier on.
Yeah, that 18-point jam might certainly be something that they'll be glad that they've got in the basket nice and early. And this is the 3rd time we've seen both of these jammers now. So as my beautiful co-announcer, Captain Malice, said, sorry, Jones, not you. We are looking at quite similar rotations here. So I think unless we start getting into penalty trouble.
Yeah, big hit from Nurgle. Nurgle looking very impressive, blocking for Denmark, and he knocked Lodge all the way onto us. But I cursed him with that comment about him being so sturdy, and so he got knocked down hard.
So what's the lesson there then? That you stop talking?
Don't say nice things about jammers is obviously what I should do here. Yeah, Nurgle's on quite a display of, I would say, firm blocking.
Ooh.
Like not aggressive, heavy, just with authority, shall we say.
Oh, you've got to love a firm hand every now and again.
It is number 2 Turing Pest up against 447, Very Cherry's favourite Fig Jammer.
Eh? It's Atomic Hamster.
I know, but Fig Jammer should be. It was a joke because you like someone who jams figs.
What?
Oh, it's a silly joke.
I'm really confused. How do you jam a fig? I might say something really stupid.
No. Back on track. Turing Pest has picked up lead jammer for Denmark. Fig Jammer is dancing around at the back,
waving his helmet cover in the air like he just don't care.
Yeah. 4 leads apiece now, with Turing Pest having lead in this one.
So this game is certainly a lot closer than potentially I was expecting. Again, because we've seen quite a few odd matchups, I think, in the first day of this fantastic World Cup. So you're seeing blowout games, you're seeing crazy scores that you weren't really expecting. Now we're going to start seeing a lot more kind of like, I used the expression tit for tat earlier, I'm going to use it again.
Competitive.
Yeah, go with that. That sounds more like I know what I'm talking about. Evenly balanced. Thank you, Celine Dion next to me.
Are you just rattling through every famous Canadian you know?
Every famous Canadian I know is going to be you. Do you have a preference?
You've not brought any, Mr. Jones, have you, Mr. Any Maple Syrup? So back on track. It is a
fantastic
quick
work
lead.
there from, is that Atomic Hamster?
It is.
Squirreling away, getting lead.
Strum Bart is out though and chasing him down.
So I think it's safe to say, and as I said that, everyone in the audience just shouted, call it! So jam called off. Are we going to get some points? No. Atomic Hamster wants 2, but we can't see the jammer signaling just yet.
1.
It's 1.
1. Atomic Hamster is
arguing with the scoreboard. It's not going to help me.
Well, it's an animate object, mate. Don't argue back.
It's like when you argue at the microwave or something, or the coffee machine, or your husband, an animate. Morning, Steve, if you happen to be listening. I say Steve in case people don't know who he is. So this is the 4th matchup of these 2 jammers. So we've got Lodge and we've got...
it is Turing Pest.
Turing Pest.
Turing Pest didn't get lead that first one, but very, very very effective since. I think he took a little while to settle into the game, but now picking up another scoring pass for Denmark.
But he's lead, little tap of those funky leggings. And the
they are good leggings.
And we have both teams matching up with 5 leads each. Thank you, my little maple syrup lovely next to me,
so
for those stats.
Do you remember how we said earlier how that 18 points jam might be the difference? There's 19 points in. It's still pretty much carrying off from that 18-point jam.
So what we really need to keep this game as competitive as possible is now
a
New
big
Zealand
jam for New Zealand.
To get a little cheeky start. What am I talking about? Jam. What's that word called? Power jam.
Power jam.
Power star. That's what I was going with.
It is very early for some of us.
So early.
And
we've got Killer Doll, 666, first time out on the jammer rotation for New Zealand. Are they going to be able to grab that much-needed power star that they need? But Killer Doll has got lead.
Yeah.
So that's a good start in the power star movement.
Knit and Run, though, is out of the pack, about a third of the track behind. Solo defensive tail gunning from Misdemeanor.
I thought we were going to have an apex jump then. I got ready for it.
Apex hop. Knit and Run got an apex hop in. Not much, but 3 points picked up by Killer Doll.
Nice first jam for Killer Doll.
Yeah, Misdemeanor doing lovely work at the back, basically stealing all momentum. Killer Doll, Hal fitting her in and stopping, be able to get through the pack with ease. One of those things you see at the back, you're tail gunning at the back of the pack, you feed that jammer into the pack so they get held and so they don't get through with ease.
I'm sure most leagues have like a cute, password for that type of thing.
Yeah. Feed me the jammer.
Feed me jammers like a buffet at the Toby Carvery. And it is lead jammer to Atomic Hamster all the way in the stands and calls it off because he's got a long journey to come back to.
Yeah, Stonebart had made his way through the pack. Atomic Hamster had been popped off to the outside and lost his balance, so probably just playing a little bit safe.
Play safe, kids. Play it safe. Oh, I've got my headphone wire stuck. Oh, that's better.
The trials and tribulations of Very Cherry, everyone.
God, I'm a mess. But what is not a mess is seeing these two jammers coming up against each other now.
Yes.
We've got number 8, which is Lodge. We've got number 2, which is Turing Pest.
And Turing Pest passes the test straight through.
Oh,
lead jammer.
Pass the test. Turing Pest.
So Denmark have been unable to score for the previous 3 jams, but Turing Pest should pick up points here. He takes a stumble.
A little bit of penalty trouble for Team New Zealand as we've got 2 blockers now having a sit down in the cheese ball bearings of penalty box.
Yeah, but Lodge able to pick up 2 from the disadvantaged position.
Ooh.
So honours even on that jam.
Cheeky.
Quick shout out to Roller Derby Elite. Roller Derby Elite, the brand that is the sport. .447 Fig Jammer, 114 Knit and Run for Denmark. Knit and Run for Denmark at the front. 2 to beat for Knit and Run, but Fig Jammer sees a gap around the outside. Lead Jammer, New Zealand.
Very lovely work there from Fig Jammer. Just waiting a sec, having a quick sip of tea, and then taking that outside line that was so lovingly opened up for him. Lovely jam work there.
Yep.
But now a lovely defensive ball from Denmark, denying Fig Jammer an easy pass. So just like the jammer before him, it's like, get out of town, I'm taking my 2 points and I'm going home.
Barber there did excellent work to stop Knit and Run getting out on his initial pass. But it looks like it was a miscommunication because Fig Jammer then called the jam when Knit and Run was on his initial. There's that big hit. Oh, it's lovely. Just caught on the replay. That huge hit from everyone's favourite Nurgle.
Again, outside line there for New Zealand with the pack disadvantage. So lovely work there from Atomic Hamster. Once more seeing the opportunity, seeing the opportunity and legging it. Nice work. But will Atomic Hamster be able to get some points out of this jam before Denmark come around the corner?
Sternbart though. Sternbart getting up nothing. Jam referees conferring with OPRs. Always like to see referees double-checking stuff before official decisions are made. Yep.
Atomic Hamster's arguing with the scoreboard again.
3 points picked up for Atomic Hamster, and he's
chuffed with that.
Yeah.
Chuffed.
Chuffed.
Is chuffed a universal word?
No.
It's not. So, G.I. Jones, like, what are you talking about, Cherry?
A forearm penalty, I think, was picked up at the end there for misdemeanor, so Denmark will be starting with a single blocker disadvantage, and New Zealand taking full advantage as Lodge takes up lead jammer. Turing Pest unable to find any space in front of Wreck-It Rob.
Okay, so earlier I said that maybe New Zealand needed a power jam, but actually they're kind of like just
chipping away.
Chip and Dale. Grabbing a few, that was random, grabbing a few points in the last few jams has really helped squeeze this lead.
Well, this is actually what's really helping is the penalty trouble that Denmark got in the last 2 jams. And big 5 there for Lodge. Turing Pest is out of the pack as New Zealand are only 3 points behind now. Lodge going to hopefully pick up some here. Misdemeanor picking up another penalty. Lodge 360s out of the pack and calls. Picking up 3. Tie game.
Oh, everybody, it's a tie game. If you are in, well, do you know what? I don't care. I'm not judging. Have a tequila. Give someone a cuddle. Whatever it is you do when there is a tied game. I'm in highly distracted more than usual because the world's cutest roller derby baby is right next to me and is looking lovely.
There is G.I. Jones, our producer, is adamant there is a missing 3-point jam for New Zealand. Potentially. I do remember the jam in question. I did not see any scores go up on the board.
Is that the one where Atomic Hamster was arguing with the scoreboard? No.
The previous one.
Ah.
Big jammers. Yeah. There is one of the jam referees currently conferring with the scoreboard.
Yeah, we've got KT speaking to our fantastic NSO crew over here by the scoreboard, making sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted.
There you go. There are those 3 points. Don't. That's why they pay G.I. Jones absolutely nothing to do this job.
Good job he
because he's brilliant and correct.
Chocolate croissant this morning.
So I don't think New Zealand are aware they've just taken the lead.
Fig. Is that your 3 points from earlier?
So G.I. Jones is now trying to shout over to New Zealand to tell them they've got the points, but I don't know whether it's a language barrier or something, or just because no one wants to talk to you. No one knows what's going on. But now we have
Killer Doll versus Sternbart.
Back on the track for her second jam of the day for New Zealand.
Ran attack there, sorry, popping Killer Doll off on the outside and running her back. She got lead last time, but Sternbart got lead this time. I don't remember him getting lead previously. I'm sure G.I. Jones will correct me if I'm wrong.
Denmark in a little bit of penalty trouble once more, which means New Zealand have got a full complement of blockers to hold off the Denmark jammer, while Killer Doll is coming back round. What is going on?
No.
Oh. Sorry, a little bit of confusion there. I would normally just go, oh. So we have a penalty.
Cut track.
Called for Sternbart, thank you. But he went back to his bench rather than the penalty.
He was attempting to call off the jam as the penalty was issued, so he thought the whistle meant, it must all be over. It was one whistle, though, not 4. I was very confused.
But I mean, it's early.
Yeah, it is early.
It is early in the day, kids.
New Zealand here, with the Kiwi Tower, very capable of taking full advantage of this power jam. They don't have lead jammer status, so this will go the full 2 minutes.
So Killer Doll is doing the best that they can up against quite a formidable wall of Denmark. But the crowing is in to hold off that Denmark wall, allowing Killer Doll to fight it out for herself at the front as Sternbart has come out of the box.
And Sternbart runs right into everyone's favourite, the crowing, who did some fantastic work to take all his momentum down. And in the pack, it is Nurgle and Unnecessary Evil doing anything they can to slow down Killer Doll. Now rejoined by Rat Attack. Sternbart tries to hop over the hips of Icky, and Icky, well aware, makes him take the ride onto the deck at corner 1.
Do you think he's been looking at those pictures of Team England from yesterday where Sparky did that? Like, is it a Pegasus? Everyone's
Who knows?
Getting excited about. We had a quick star pass there
to nobody.
New Zealand to nobody. The skater, not the dream.
I was waiting for what joke you're going to try and break with that one.
Just the dream. I'm just going to chill it out. So we've got New Zealand are still in the lead with 47, but they're playing to 41 for Denmark. 10 minutes of this game to go. And even though everyone from where I'm sitting, not on the track from where we are, is a little bit tired, this game is really getting pretty exciting. And the lead could be anybody's.
Well, this is one good jam away from anyone.
Exactly that. And we've got Atomic Hamster joining the defensive crew at the back of the pack, holding off Turing Pest.
Who stays just...
Oh, you shouldn't have said it, Malice.
If he only put one hand down, he would have been fine.
What? He put all of them down.
Oh, little...
It's all happening.
Yeah, it's all everyone's hitting the deck. The bodies are dropping everywhere as the hits come in, but...
Atomic Hamster is being called for a cut trap.
No, forearms.
Sorry.
Which means the lead jammer goes to Turing Pest, and he's been very, very effective since that first jam.
But New Zealand do have a full attendance of their blockers on the track, getting ready to do some defensive work, holding down Turing Pest, as it looks like we're having another penalty assessed, but it is to the pivot for Denmark, not to the jammer.
Carmageddon is heading for them.
Not saying that it's less important, but we do like to keep the jammers on track, especially during a power jam situation.
Turing Pest is going up against Barber at the front. Barber did some excellent work earlier, rejoined there by number 7 Fowles and Wreck-It Rob.
There are so many whistles going, I feel like I'm in a rave, and I'm getting confused because it's early in the morning. Am I still at a rave? Is it still tomorrow? Is it yesterday? What's going on?
We're in Barcelona, love. Back on track is Atomic Hamster. Got his initial pass to recomplete, which he does there.
Turing Pest is your lead jammer though, so a tap of the funky leggings calls this crazy jam off.
Yeah, there is a part of me that feels that there was some bad decision making there for Denmark. If they'd called that jam in there, they could have iced Atomic Hamster in, because Turing Pest had picked up those points, all 5 of them, way into that penalty, that power jam. But he was so adamant on getting out of the pack and going on a second scoring pass. A little bit tunnel visioned.
Yeah, let's not forget that we do train jammers to literally like run, Forest, run.
Yeah, just put your blinkers on and go forward, turn left. Yeah.
That is not to say that jammers are not prolific in strategy and gameplay, but we know how eyes on the prize you all are.
Focused.
Focus is a good word.
Lodge is very focused, though. He makes his way out of the pack for lead jammer for New Zealand. Take a little sting out of the momentum that Denmark had given themselves with that power jam. 1 point in the lead currently are New Zealand, as Lodge is going to try and extend it, picking up a natural Grand Slam. I say a natural Grand Slam. The Danish penalty box, the Cheesebore and Barring penalty box, does have a pivot in there.
The Danish penalty box is a bit harsh.
The Danish side of the penalty box.
I think the penalty box has been frequented quite evenly by both teams.
But the scoreboard is only being frequented by Lodge and New Zealand on Jam 19. 8 points picked up, stretching out a little bit of a 9-point lead.
With just, I think we've just given the time check, so I don't really know why I'm saying it, but we've got about 7 minutes left of the game. Fig Jammer is back up, ready to take on some more action for New Zealand. We have 2 New Zealand having a sit down in the penalty box. We've got the Danish pivot in the box, and we've got 7 minutes to go.
Sternbart with the star. Nearly an illegal re-entry. Unnecessary evil went, no, leg it.
No, if I just stop these wheelie shoes, I can get off this track. Why are my shoes rolling?
Sternbart, though, picks up 5 for Denmark.
Very nice.
As it is Fig Jammer stuck in the pack. Wreck-It Rob, who has been a wrecking ball and a force for wrecking, has been sent to the bin for a
wrecking, we get it.
He's also lovely.
Oh, nice little backwards gambol there from the Crow-in.
For those of you at home who have no idea what a gambol is, that is a roly-poly. Star has been passed to 1-1-2 for Barber for New Zealand.
I forget gambol's not a universal term.
And with that jam, one good jam for Denmark, and they have retaken the lead.
Oh, everybody grab yourself a biscuit.
But only by 4 points.
Oh, that's like a jam.
That's enough. This is quite the game we have here at the M14 track.
God love the M14. But have we, Have we realised that every game of the morning, of which I know there's only been 2, have been killer games?
Yep.
Yesterday, was it Spain, Sweden? sweaty.
Dan, that was the big 18-point jam. I think it was the second jam we had. That was at Jones.
So Denmark back in the lead there with Turing Pest with the funky leggings.
Oh, I think Lodge has picked up points there. He has.
2 to Lodge, 1 to Denmark. Nice.
From the disadvantaged position, not having lead, Lodge showing that experience, puts on the afterburners and steals 2 points for his country. Ooh.
It's getting tight. It's getting tight and Jones is running out of room.
We're having a lot of quick jams here.
We are indeed.
Which is not something we've seen very often. A lot of long, high-scoring jams. As 1-1-4 knit and run goes up against 3-2-1 Atomic Hamster. Penalty box is empty for a change.
Malice, you know you should have that. But we have got a lovely lead there for Atomic Hamster.
And there go the penalties.
And there go the penalties. Malice. Oh, it's all right, everybody. Malice has just cursed you all.
Misdemeanor takes a sit down in the bin as New Zealand retake the lead with 4 points picked up by Atomic Hamster. 1 point game with 4 minutes and change on the clock heading into jam 23.
Very exciting.
Yeah, Jones is saying those 3 points that were missed earlier on are glad to be picked up because that would have been, yeah, if there was a...
So now Gio Jones feels like he's going to get like the badge of honour of New Zealand or something. Are you going to have like a bus tour when you get back?
Yeah.
Are you going to be like the Mayor of Wellington or something?
Lodge with the star for New Zealand, trying to get around the outside. Rat Attack does what he can. Oh, a Rat Attack earning lead there for Sternbach, holding Lodge off until the last second. Oh. Sternbach popped to the outside by Lodge, though.
But Lodge is technically in the lead, but he's not the lead.
He's trying to clear the pack. Smart play by Sternbach.
Smart play indeed.
He does. He gets it in time. Yep, 10 seconds. That's smart play by Sternbach, ignoring his bench and pointing out the fact that he wanted to clear the box. I mean, the only thing the Danish players on the track could have done is just speed it up, and they did what they could. New Zealand not being drawn into a foot race. 2 minutes and change on the clock, 1 point in it. 3-2-1 Atomic Hamster. Number 2, Turing Pest. 2 blockers for Atomic Hamster to beat. Closing up at corner 1. Rat Attack.
No, lovely defensive work from New Zealand as they've got more of them on the track, but Atomic Hamster having some trouble at the front of the pack.
Wreck-It Rob coming in to help. Turing Pest coming in to help. Rat Attack by himself, now rejoined with Carmageddon.
Lovely work there from Atomic Hamster, swirling around at the front of the pack, and he has now earned himself a power jam as Turing Pest is going for a sit down in the penalty box and didn't quite capture the penalty.
It was a low block.
It was a low block. So Hamster's on his 7th lead of the game, proving that he's not only atomic, but hamster-like.
Yeah, 7 out of 8 jams lead for Atomic Hamster. Wreck-It Rob taking a sit down and wisely icing Turing Pest in the bin does Atomic Hamster. I love an iced jammer. 1 minute 40 on the clock. No more timeouts. We will see that time tick down. 6 points in it.
Exciting stuff. This game really has been nail-biting all the way through, and I think without being prolific on the stats, penalty box has been frequented quite evenly, I feel, by both Denmark and New Zealand. So we've seen some pack advantages, some pack disadvantages.
Big squeeze on.
So it's been a really great game, but a massive hit on Lodge there from Denmark, denying a glory kind of through jam.
But lead has not been. Lead has been taken by Turing Pest because of that work by Rat Attack at the front, knocking down Lodge. Turing Pest needs to get in, pick up some points, and call this quickly. So the New Zealand blockers are speeding that up. If they call it with more than 30 on the clock, we are getting another jam. He does call it.
He does call it. We
43
have got
on the clock.
Seconds on the clock, so we could have another jam.
Ooh.
But no points have been scored in that jam.
Oh, they're dropping. Here comes Atomic Hamster with that prolific 7 out of 8 lead jams. But Denmark have 2 in the bin, and Sternbart, the wise Sternbart,
he is
for
like
Denmark.
the wise owl of the team, isn't he?
Well, he was a smart call to try and clear the box. It was a very smart call. But he's going to struggle here with 4 New Zealand blockers in front of him.
Technically we've got 5 because Atomic Hamster was going in for a bit of the cheeky defence there because there's no
5D.
way that we want, well, they want Denmark to get.
He's just got to watch that clock. He knows. He
Atomic
knows.
Hamster is enjoying this. Just calls it off. And look how happy New Zealand are to take the win.
Good win here for the Kiwi Toa. Early doors here in Barcelona. There's relief, there is joy, and you know you've got to feel sorry for Denmark. They put on a great game here.
Such a close game. So you can't really be disappointed with that score because yes, there was that 18-point power jam, but then there was that clever jamming from Sternbart, clearing the penalty box, and those are the things. Sorry, when you look back at your footage, you can't be sad about it because you're like, do you know what? We did the things. Yeah,
and one thing to point out: Denmark have 10. Skaters.
Ooh.
And New Zealand slightly deeper roster here with 13. So I think you got to remember Denmark had the early doors and they were taking the advantage, and as the game wore on, New Zealand took a good chunk of points here and stole it towards the end. We're having some stats up here.
So we had 15 leads for New Zealand, 12 leads for Denmark.
And 27 jams in 30 minutes.
That's quick. That's a lot of jams.
2 power jams each given away.
And the top scoring for Denmark was 18 and 13 for New Zealand
in a single jam.
So as I said earlier, it was a very close game. Yep. Both teams doing quite a lot of similar stuff. And that's a fantastic first game to have here at day 2 of the Roller Derby World Cup here in beautiful Barcelona. I
would love to see these two play each other in an hour-long game now. Ooh. After seeing that, I'd love that. But this has been the M14 track. I have been Captain Mallett, alongside me, G.I. Jones, the joyous and joyful and giddy Very Cherry.
Hello.
This has been a game, I have no idea, 972, I think.
And next up on this track, I do believe that we've got Wales taking on Argentina. If you are a rugby fan like me, you will know that that would be a cracking game, so this will be a cracking game.
Argentina versus Wales will be to decide who will be topping their group.
What? So so hang on, roller derby is going to mean something.
I know.
What?
Thank you very much for joining us at the M14 track.
Take care, lovelies.
See you in about 30 minutes.